Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the stream number 155. I'm not sure if the light is good enough. It looks like slightly big. Let's see if I could make it slightly smaller. I don't know. If I do very small light, it's become a lot of, yeah, something like that. Don't like to be very bright. Let's see. Let's see if I could make it slightly smaller. Okay. Looks like I can hear myself, so we are here. We are new setup. It's my work setup, but I haven't used it for pretty long time. So welcome, welcome, welcome. It's late night talks with romantic developer. We doing everyday streams, and we discussing maybe most recent news. We discussing some topics which on which we want to talk today or like other day, and topic varies from I don't know, personal life, personal events, parenthood, like husbandhood, I don't know, life as a husband, life as a parent, life as a friend, and life as a person who try to not draw in that a lot of informations we had from all the sites, all the medias, and I don't want to say all media are fake, but let's say that media always lies. And it was I mean, proven. I told during one of the previous stream about Layersville, a village where some journalists lived like 100 years ago, and they use exactly the same techniques as today. They told exactly the same facts, but using the words which could impact on your how you actually consume that information. So it's everywhere. And now, for some reason before I thought that there are good sources of information, like more or less truthful, and I thought about, I don't know, some Times, Washington Post, maybe New Yorker and others, like very famous media sources as sources of truth, but then I understand, okay, it's not how it's working. It's not how it's working, and I start to clearly understand that after I see that how overturn any information could sources in Ukraine after the war begins, and Russia, and then I start, with the sources, of course, it was even before, especially if it's about work of government, which was very bureaucratic, very, let's say, where you can sell or buy any decisions, etc. I just lost all the words about that, but of course it's even not bureaucracy, it's much worse. It's level of help me someone. Okay. Oh, okay, maybe it's fine that I forgot that word. So what is the news, or maybe what is the wisdom today? I really don't know. I read only some news around the conflicts. I read some news about OpenAI Day, because it's 12 days of OpenAI. Of course, some of them are exciting. But of course, some major events, mostly people not doing right before Christmas. It's like, per my feeling and understanding, it's kind of dead time in United States and Eastern civilization, which mostly Europe. Uh, it's Western civilization. Sorry, Eastern. It's more like Japan, China, and others. Western civilization. So, yeah, in those civilizations, because of Christmas time is around 25th of December, so a few weeks before that date, and maybe 1 week after, it's some time when business try not to do a lot of news, a lot of events, because everyone want to enjoy holidays rather than trying to sell all their stocks or buy stocks, etc. Of course, it's all happening every day, but I'm just telling that people used to have that time as some time of not silence, but some Christmas miracle. And we also already talked that people completely not respect Christmas as Christmas. What I mean, that I'm not telling that they even don't light up Christmas lights, which a case. I'm in United States and I'm driving through the like private streets, and I see that not many people actually care about making their home not even bright, not even in holiday mode, but just, I don't know, light anything, just some simple lights around the roof or whatever. So some doing just that. I believe it's pre-installed lights, and they just need to switch some button to light them up for a few days. Some, of course, do some compositions, like some, I don't know, snowmen, or at least deers, reindeers, or some lights which are in Christmas mode, which like white, blue, maybe red, maybe green, maybe yellow, maybe red, and it's like in some composition of lights. But many people just not light up them at all. It's fine. I mean, maybe it's not a holiday for them. Maybe they don't want to create a holiday mood. Maybe they're too busy at work. Maybe they don't have kids, or maybe they have kids which are grown, etc., etc. They don't have traditions. It's all fine. I'm talking about different things, not respecting Christmas by lighting up Christmas lights, and setting Christmas tree, but more like following Christmas philosophy, or basically Christmas named after Christ, Jesus Christ. And of course, there are religious people, there are not religious people, but even many not religious people agree that such person exists, and he brings some, you could call it whatever, you could call it as some new learnings, or some new philosophy, or new religion, or new way of understanding previous religions, whatever. But of course, that man said multiple cool things which could help us today, and which we completely not respecting, and not only in very logical things, like please act with others like you want they act with you. I don't know how it sounds in original English, how that sounds in Bible. I'm just telling you the sense of it. So don't do any activities to others which you don't want they do to you. So it's basically lies as fundament, I believe, in many, not only religions, but in many countries, like in United States, for example. So it's based on respect others, respect other people like you want they respect you. So if you respect other properties, you could then expect that the others will respect your property and respect other goods, and so on and so on. Unless, but we see that right now it's more like, you know, power of a rule of more of power. Let's say that the ones who has more power, the ones who it will rule, it will set its own rule because he could, because he has a lot of power. We could see it on every level. We could see it, like, I don't know, in kindergarten, the kid which is strong enough, he can take other kids' toys, and they couldn't do something to him because he is strong and he will protect the toy. So he just take it with power, with force. And yeah, if you go beyond, of course, the more grown people become, they try to hide it under some, you know, under some nice picture. But at the end, if you look how countries behave, the more strong country, the more they could do, which others like not so powerful country couldn't. Of course, classical example would be like United States, how they behave in the world. Of course, it would be Russia, even with the Russia-Ukraine conflict. In that case, of course, Russia didn't expect that the whole world, not whole world of course, but United States and Europe will help so much Ukraine, because previously they did something similar and everyone keep silent, so they think maybe today it would be the same, and they underestimated what could happen in that case. Of course it's again, even Israel, you see how it's behave in Gaza, just because they're much more stronger. At least they think that they will end it very soon, but they couldn't because they're not as strong as they think, and they're not, and yeah, because the technology not stay at the one place. So if you have a lot of money but you don't have the most recent technologies, of course it would be also hard to overtake, and so on and so on. So even that first rule, or like how it says, of which is very logical. I mean, it's computer science logical, it's algebra logical. So why you could expect someone will act to you differently if you don't act the same way to others? Yes, but there are much more deeper senses in the Christmas. Of course, it's a definition of love, multiple definitions of love, and not just between man and woman, parents and kids, but in much more deep sense. And of course, there are multiple, I don't know, postulates that how you could, what is sense of the human life. So just to not just to gain that love, but learn how to love more and more. And of course, with that you will have more and more wisdom once your heart or soul, or I don't know, body can have more and more storage for love, because you can provide others more love, you could also have more love, and so on. Of course, it's not so mathematical as the first rule we talked about, but it's next level. And for the next level, humanity are not ready, and very few people actually trying to implement that. There are just kind people, of course, people who are kind, and they mostly these people not stay on leadership position, not rule the countries, etc. They could live happily with their families and love their kids, the grandkids, whatever, be kind, and yeah, that's it. We talking about that when you could act even on that complex position, but with sense of love in your heart, to most people and the decision you could take. Of course, in that case, we see that it's not happening, and it's the world is very far from understanding what is love is, and even they very far from understanding even first postulate, which we say it's very logical. They quite far away after multiple thousands of years. So yeah. So yeah, okay. Sorry for my it again. First part of the stream of all this is part where we could talk about something, and mostly we talked. It's not very well structured. It's quite emotional. It's not so ready to apply, but it's something which, if we can come to peace in that talks and come to some common conclusions, common decisions, of course it will have a huge impact on our future, on humanity future, and probably it could divert from the path where we all going right now. It path of destruction, it path of wars. If someone couldn't understand that, it's fine, but it's very clear, very described, very defined path where humanity is going. Of course, it combines with some technological advance, and we're talking about artificial intelligence a lot, or what people call artificial intelligence now, and what they will call it in future. And if some could predict some risks and could see some not so nice outcomes, of course others, because they see nice outcomes, which of course would be, they rush and compete to develop that global, or how they call it, general artificial intelligence. And of course its development not we don't need to wait too long for it. It would be pretty soon. The only problem, I believe, it's still a compute power for such artificial intelligence, because humans are unique and our brain are unique, but for other things which people are created, we need energy, we need resources, we need everything else. So even to create some artificial intelligence on the level of human, of course we need a big compute power, which I believe very achievable at the moment. Okay, but yeah, with our philosophy, with our rules and everything, with all the lies we live right now, of course any general or not generalized, or so true artificial intelligence will find people not worthy to cooperate with. I more than believe that will happen very soon after artificial intelligence could develop itself to some level. So we still have time to change that. We still have time to think about safety, other things about artificial intelligence, but time, we just use the time not for the proper things. Okay. So what we can do, we probably can switch to some technical topics. What do you say? I know there are not many people who watching my streams, and it's fine, so you probably say nothing, which also is very, very fine. So I could switch to my favorite slide deck, where we discussing our current program on which we are working, some updates we still need to do. And you see, we started with a lot of very few red boxes, some gray, and we add more and more gray boxes while we doing that thing. Right now, Python script, our program which could help us with any video transcription, improving transcript, generating multiple prompts results in multiple formats. It could use for prompts not only text, it could use subtitles. It generates subtitles in simplified format for LLM models, so it's do a lot of things. Also, it could update back our YouTube videos, and I'm using it actively on my stream. So once stream is finished, instead of going and doing something, I just execute one simple program. I'm just run my Python script and say, hey, do full process. Here is the video ID or video link, and it's do everything for me. I probably could even automate it more, that I just execute it, it connect to my YouTube channel, get the latest not processed video, process it, upload, etc, etc. Update it with title, with proper keywords, with proper description, with proper video chapters, with proper subtitles, much better than YouTube could create, and so on. So we already did all of those, but we still have several, like fixes here and there, update readme file to include all our knowledge. So if someone could want to try, it would be much simpler process for them. Of course, if you have any experience with Python or with Python development, it shouldn't be a complex process for you as well, because again, it's very simple, straightforward project program, and we showed how we wrote it, and we wrote it in multiple cases with some ChatGPT programs. So it's not too complicated code. It's not human inspired. It's human inspired and mostly not human created code. And we still will do some refactoring. I'll drink some tea. Okay, probably I need to remove that. Okay, give me a second. I have some napkin. Yeah. So right now we in that sync we could execute two syncs here, like update readme file and do check for expiry token and divide transcript for improving, not using some predefined number of transcript segments, subtitle transcript segments, but rather using tokens we have for model to calculate that size, because in case we will try to use different models, right now we support everything which support actually OpenAI interface, OpenAI model, but it could work with OpenAI SDK directly, or it could work with OpenAI Azure SDK also directly. Of course, we need to provide slightly different parameter set. In both cases, it would be some API key, and with OpenAI SDK, we just provide model name which we use, and for OpenAI Azure SDK, we need to provide deployment URL, deployment name instead of model name, and also a key. So just few more parameters, and the same for Whisper, because we use Whisper also from SDK to do our transcription right now. It's not cost much, actually it's cost pretty low money. We reviewed it multiple times. So let's do that today, and we will be moving forward to finalizing our Python scripts and switching to other tasks in our development journey here. So what we have, first of all, because we updated the code here, we just did a clone from Git repository which called YouTube AI Helper for Romantic Dev user in GitHub. So we just need to update it to most recent. We click on that repository. No, we don't want to close. We want to, what we want? We want to pull the latest. We don't have multiple branches, so pull should work. Okay, so at the moment, if we will look at our main Python, how to test, I think we could just go and test something like configuration. We have generic configuration which we provide as part of our repository, and probably shorts configuration. Everything other like romantic 2, generic, and on my other computers multiple other configuration we just create as we wish. But in generic we should have the default model is GPT-4 Mini. It's very recent update. We defined that O Mini is very similar with capabilities to GPT-4, so we are fine. Let me do another sip and we'll continue. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. Let me find proper page for our projects. I believe I did something here, so let me so looks like I need to, okay, my session is restored. Okay, so I restored. Okay, here I have chat with model GPT-4. Let's use this, and here I have chat with GPT-01. We don't need Pro at the moment. So let's show what we have here. And we have YouTube updater. And let's just ask one. Hi, I am writing a code and I have, let's make it bigger, and I have functionality to update YouTube video properties as part of this code. Here is my class for this. Really? Can I just want to, it's highlighted not by Grammarly, I believe. Grammarly. Can I just switch off Grammarly? Manage. No, I don't want to sign up. I want to I need to understand how to switch it off for some websites. Of course, I could switch it off on all sites, or maybe I could log in here and it would be It's very similar. Extensions options. And we're looking on Grammarly. On click. Okay, we need to refresh that page probably. Here's my class for this, and I'm just inserted my class. Also, I find out recently that it would be nice. Oh no. So let's see authenticate YouTube. So file exists. We create authentication. Is there a chance that can throw an exception? I believe that current logic with processing token JSON expiration is not too good. Can you help to improve? Let's see, it probably should help us slightly improve that logic. You know, maybe our logic is nice. So we can try accept. Okay, I like that we set creds equals none in that case. At least for that we try to credentials expired, attempting to refresh. If still no valid credentials, we could try to recreate them and then preserve them. Otherwise, if creds are here and everything, we just go here, build service, and return it. Okay, actually I like it more. Let's do it has also. Okay, it has. So we go and remove that code and replace it with our new code, which just handles everything slightly better. Okay, we just press tab to properly format the code so Python is understanding it. Okay, looks like it's now understand it nicely. Do we have any command line? Okay, it's our calculation about models. Okay, we can try to say update YouTube, and let's see, it's initially should create token, and we will stop. No, it's not the same token I need. I want romantic developer. access forbidden. No valid. Okay, we did some changes before. So before we preserve token here, but recently we decided that we want to preserve token for each configuration. So if you could have multiple channels, and even for multiple channels you could have multiple configurations, your token will be preserved on the level of configuration folder. Is there any way to stop that execution? Let me open it in some browser. And I just want to romantic developer. I should be able to authenticate here. Continue. Continue. Okay. Redirect URL not good, but it looks like we no valid credentials, and then it was k-interrupt. If we use once again, we already have valid credentials. No, we still don't have. Let's try use romantic developer. Continue. Continue. Okay. And now we just could stop it. And let's see the log file. Successfully initialized OpenAI. No valid credentials available. Running OAuth flow. And then here we received request or OAuth flow completed, obtaining new credentials stored in generic token, and YouTube service successfully authenticated and built. So next time, if we will execute the same code, full process update, we just need to, so it just says that a YouTube service successfully authenticated and built, which means that now we have token and it's loading fine. So let's hope that code is much better than what we had before. At least it could create token. Maybe we could go here and try to break the token. Okay, let's try to break the token. So let's go to configuration generic. We have the token. Let's just put another dot here. Save. Now it should be treated as broken token. Correct. Let's see, can we authenticate or not? So authentication will happen right now. Now it's interesting. It says found token file, attempting to load credentials, and YouTube service successfully authenticated and built. Maybe it's fine. How we could test it? If we, for example, let's go here, let's find some folder, and we have our folder with videos. Let's find some folder. I already done something before, like 140, no, 143 is bad. 143. Let's just see its folder with proper structure or not. We have title, The Light Night Talks with Romantic Developer, Childhood Parents AE Fears. Okay, how description looks like? Looks actually good. Okay, and keywords also looks pretty good. Oh, it's too much. So let's copy that folder, copy path, and let's try to actually execute our program to update YouTube and see if it will work or not. Because right now we are testing our code to update YouTube, yes, and we just say the folder, if folder contain file, it should read all the information from that file. YouTube service successfully authenticated, refreshing credentials due to 401 response. You know, looks like it's working. The only thing it's created, it's initially found token successfully authenticated, but then it says refreshing credentials due to updated video. Let's see in the code. Maybe I need to make it smaller. Okay, so we're looking on update YouTube update YouTube. So, and here we see the log in the next combination, found token file. So found token file at attempting to load credentials. It's first info, then it would be it would be here, YouTube service successfully authenticated and built. Okay, then we receive refreshing credentials. Interesting. Get video details. And we just save self video list. Let's see update video. It's something we not that we process update YouTube. It's what we execute from our main file, and we say not found. Okay, it's found. Self YouTube ID from file, get YouTube ID from file, and it's open file, gets YouTube ID, return it. Okay, and then we load variable contents, it's fine, and then it's call update video, and in update video we say get video details, and here we try, and if everything is fine, we don't output any log issues. So that two variables YouTube service successfully authenticated. Now refreshing credentials due to 401 response attempt 1 of 2. It's something we do properly. What if we go to that file? So in configurations, yes, in generic token, and let's remove part of the token at all. Will it do the same? So right now it looks like it's preserving our token not only here but in some other place. But expiry of the token, you see, it's very soon. Let's replace expiry of 14, which should happen yesterday. Will it show the same log messages? Okay, yes, found token, credentials are expired, attempting to refresh, successfully refreshed, And in that case, if it's successfully refreshed, we just replace that file. We store it once again into the same file. So now that file should be refreshed. Oh, we already see that it's refreshing. Let's open it again. So it's again 17, and it's again start with YA29 dot. Okay, so let's do sync by sync. Improve with YouTube token initialization. So let's commit and push that sync, and with our list of actions here, not here, we have that check for YouTube expired token. We could mark it as probably red, no, too red, slightly less red, as completed. Okay, and let's find the place where we divide the token in transcriber. Let me make it smaller just to be improve transcriptions. Improve transcription file, and we split SRT file original, divide it, send it for improvement. And let's see SRT, split SRT file, content, and we just use 350 max subtitles lengths. Let's go and ask. Let's use this time ChatGPT or it's actually not too complex task. Hi, currently I have a functionality to improve long SRT transcripts. I divide them into chunks and send chunks to GPT-4o model. Like model for improving. Right now it is taking 350 segments, but I like to make it more realistic. Let's count them. Let's get part of SRT, which token size is below 90% of current model configured token size. It's in, and let's see, in config py we have token file URI max tokens. It would be config max tokens. Config max tokens at the moment. File, and let's we have our, where's our file? YouTube update, no. come on, we have file like transcriber. Okay, Control C. Copy. Okay, now we copied everything we need. Let's ask ChatGPT for OR to solve that for us. Hi Shairam. Sorry for Sairam, probably. As for pronunciation, I'm not good at yeah, names. Yeah, we'll do in a minute. Actually, it's very simple. You can find code at GitHub, at YouTube AI Helper. Yeah, I need to find where I could paste it, probably here. So I'm just sending you a link to the code. It's basically a readme file, and code actually is here. And it starts with main Python. We don't have a lot of services here. I'd say we don't have services at all. We have some helper classes, more like utility classes, which allow us to do our functionality. So as you see, we have downloader, which is responsible for download everything from YouTube. We have transcriber, which is responsible for transcribing or improving the transcription. We have prompt processor, which basically just executes the configured prompts for our default or selected configuration. And we have YouTube updater in case we want to update our YouTube video back. We will use that functionality. We have initially all the arguments defined here using our class argparse. It's utility library which we using here. So we built all the possible parameters, and it's pretty helpful. We can execute the command with something like, instead of file, so give me 1 second. Let's go to the top, and we could write like Python main py and just write something like help, and it should show, no, probably, yeah, it should show all the parameters here. You see that it's all possible our parameters, like full process, which do the full process and download, transcribe, process prompts, update YouTube, and improve SRTs. If we already have transcribed SRT and we want to improve it, we could specify different config folder, and basically that's it. It's what the tool is doing, and we just improving it to make it even better and better, and until we decided to switch to more complex implementation with controllers, with web app, and so on, with microservices and so on. And in case, for example, we want to just download the thing, we create our downloader class. We create all the classes here, and we just say download YouTube video, and we provide what we received as URL. So yeah, so you see that it. If you want full process, it's the most complex thing, which we do everything in one go. We, for each file or for each URL, it could be local files, it could be URLs, it could be video IDs, so we support multiple formats. So we just divide for each item. If it's local file, we do one thing. Otherwise, we download that video as YouTube video, and basically in that code, if you will go in this file, download YouTube video. can we show not only in this file here? No. Okay, now we could search download YouTube video. Probably we need to sign in. It should be very simple. So in our downloader we have that download YouTube video. Download YouTube video. I don't know why it's don't want to search. So the thing is that it's trying to identify if it's YouTube URL or not. So if it's YouTube URL, we if it's ID of video, we just build URL. If it's not ID, we extract in YouTube ID. And there are so a lot of interesting some helpers around that thing, that small things all around. So yeah, we support that multiple patterns of providing YouTube URL, etc., etc. So yeah, and then we just use some libraries, like for YouTube DLP we use for downloading from YouTube, we use YouTube DLP, which could be used for downloading basically from multiple platforms. For example, transcriber, at the moment we use in that code, in that particular code, we use for transcribing, we use so we just use transcribe chunk. We support transcribing files of any size, but because we're using Whisper, I believe it's one of the best model for transcribing, we need to have files no more than 25 megabytes because of that limitation of SDK. And because of that, we transcribing, we divide into the chunk, and then we just send our custom client, which support multiple SDK like Azure AI, OpenAI SDK, or just OpenAI SDK. We just send that thing to transcribe audio. We receive result, we process it, and we save it. And once we received result and everything, we just saving it into the multiple file formats here. So we have some comments, everything. It should be pretty simple code. Okay, I think we probably will record another video about that that tool, where I describe it in more details, and we already have it planned for our video list, and it would be on our 3rd week. So 3 weeks from now we will record that video. At least provide some ideas of what it's doing. Will it be, maybe we could write at least 2 videos. One, how to use, another more technical. Maybe it would be not 3 but 3 and 4, and after all we will have it's all different topics. So I believe that thing we can use for divided at least into 2 videos. So soon we will have separate video about that Python script. Okay, let's switch back to our tokens, and it's already returned as something. Let's see what it's returned. Added split SRT file by tokens to split based on token limits. Use tick token, yes, GPT compatible. Introduce a configurable safety percentage. Okay, here's updated version. SRT processor. It doesn't know what we talk that, how we call our class, because we just sent few methods. So let's switch to our transcriber, and we just could add the tick token here. Tick token looks like it's not installed. Let's go to I'm sorry, to terminal, and let's just say pip install tick token, and we have version of 0.80. Copy. So we go and update our requirements with tick token with that version. Why? Because we still targeting a simple creation of our virtual environment, which allow us to execute that code without any issue. So we need to make sure that our requirements is up to date. I don't like creating requirements file from everything we have in our pip library, I mean in our virtual environment library, because of course it would be a lot of things, because it's not only downloading what is here but also all dependencies, and yeah. And mathlib, I believe it's part of Python. So, and we just need to write that method here. Let's copy it here and review what it's doing. So we have split assertive file, and we just click here and say that we want to have a method which we'll call split assertive file by tokens. So it has assertive content, okay, it has mass tokens and token safety percentage. It's why we said it should be like 90%, because when we improve an assertive, we could return slightly more than was before. So we should limit the model, the maximum response size, or the maximum actually so maximum token size, it's basically the size of maximum response we could receive from the model, correct? So we need to limit it to that thing. Save token limits, floor, max tokens multiply to encoding for model. So model, we will be using because we create chat completion, we are using model as deployment name. Let's say we will use to identify that in transcriber not just GPT for OR, but let's use Z construction, self config default model. Why we using that? Because it would be the model from OpenAI list, so it should understand all those models. The other thing, if you will use Azure OpenAI, we still can have default model. In Azure OpenAI, we don't have model name, we have deployment name, and it could not match exactly the model name. Okay, chunks, subtitles, encode, and we just encode each subtitle. And if current token plus subtitle token bigger than save token limit, we just update it. Otherwise, chunks, we create new chunk, and for current chunk we just create a subtitle, and current token subtitles token. So we start splitting chunks. Otherwise, in current chunks, so chunks, current chunk. Okay, otherwise we update current chunk subtitle, current tokens plus current tokens. If current chunks, if there are any current chunks, chunks append current chunk. Okay, if current chunk is exist, we just append to chunks and return chunks. Yeah, very logical. So, and here we could use that we prompt content whisper max tokens so max tokens, it's fine, and the only thing that we have it not in whisper config. What is whisper config? It's our config, and whisper config is just temperature, response format, whatever. Max tokens, of course, it's just config. $4,000 tokens, probably it's a very safe limit. So, and now we could say something like that. Yeah, everything else is exactly the same, divided. Token save chunks. Where we are. Okay. Let's just have the previous method at least somehow split, and then did it provide any improvements here? Send in chunk. Okay, chunk compose message. Okay, response self client create chat completion messages assistant content corrected extend. Okay, reindex corrected SRT content. Okay, and then we have a lot of output paths. Okay, whisper config has max tokens. We don't have max tokens in whisper config, but we have it in config. So let's see where we could test that. We need just to find some very long transcript and see if we could improve the tokens. Let's see 143. Oh, we don't have any details. Let's see 100. Oh, actually we have 143. Transcript is about for 8 minutes. It's too small. 141. SRT transcript SRT is for 1 hour 23 minutes. It's better, it's much better. So let's keep 43 open. Do we have any other candidates? SRT. I don't want to download and transcribe everything else. Okay, it's 1 hour 16 minutes. 41st is better. 36. SRT is not as big as I see. 135. Really? And that one is, where is this SRT? 23. Okay, we have new winner. It would be 36. Let's see 35. I'm looking for something around 2 hours. Okay, 36, new winner. 35, let's see here, 34 stream, 134, and it's about 141. Okay, so we have 1 hour 40 minutes of stream, and it's part 134. Let's copy that and let's test how our new functionality is working. To execute our new functionality, we could say that we want to improve transcript, and we just need to provide a folder, and for folder name we just copy path. I'm removing it because I need to put double quote. I don't remember who adds double quote, who don't add double quote, because we have spaces here, you see. So improve SRT, it will find any transcript SRT in that folder, and if it's found, it will send it for improvement to OpenAI. So, okay, can't multiply sequence for non-int of type float by non-int. Max tokens. Let's look at our transcriber once again. We have our max tokens, of course, here as string. Or probably we could just say int. Oh, Python. Let's ask. I just don't, yeah. How to make sure that max token is int. Yeah, int, but in different way. Int and then parent miss. Okay. We could add everything it says. It makes sense. Yeah, it's making everything slightly bigger. But we definitely could say that it's, yeah, some invalid value of my tokens in config. So it fails safe operation. Now it should work, I believe. Let's try once again. Try to improve transcript. So we found folder. We found file transcript SRT. Okay, you see, even for such a big transcript, it decided that it will fit into one token. I'm sorry, into one chunk, because we still will receive results less than our max token limit, which is 16,000 token as of now. Token count chat GPT. We have tokenizer. We have our GPT for OR, and the thing we need to copy, because we asked in configurations that we, okay, internal server error. It's trying to repeat. Looks like our previous method was better, yes. So we 134, and we're just looking on transcript. 66,000 of, yeah, it's pretty big. Let's see how actually that is number of tokens. Actually, it's 22,000 of tokens, which is more than 16,000. The question is how it's decided. Probably because we have not only, so it's probably some issue with that library. Let's go to ChatGPT and ask to fix that thing. I sent to OpenAI SDK as a not row, mostly raw SRT transcript. Can we include those calculations into token count? Like not SRT content, but how actually this SRT fragment will look like in raw representation. So with that we will again do fail-safe operation. So what it's prepared, let's read. It's essential to consider the entire, okay. Steps, parse SRT file, okay. Tokenize the entire content, okay. Calculate the tokens count, okay. Implementing, calculate SRT token count, open, tokenizer, tokens, token count, length tokens, return token count. Nice. Can you please update? I thought it will understand what we need actually. So we update this code to use this approach. I'm very happy for him. He updated, but he didn't show the function. You see, I updated. Okay, I need to wrap up the stream. So let's see what it's doing here. So it says a raw SRT block composed from subtitle, and then it calculate subtitle token from that token, tokenizer encode, save token limit. Now it's much more close to what we are looking at. Let's try to do that thing here, and go here and instead of that sync, so like this, like this, like this, that will be removed, all other remains the same. The only thing, let's see how we do our simplified file format. Save transcript, and then we have LLM SRT content convert to LLM SRT, and for each subtitles we build timestamp from subtitle, formatted lines. So we could try again, it's some code copying of course, but let's try to do the thing how it's actually working right now in this tool. Split SRT by tokens, and instead of compose, raw SRT block will be that one. So timestamp, subtitle, start, subtitle content, raw SRT block, calculate the number of tokens. Okay, add. Yeah, that is exactly how we send our subtitles to. Oh no. It's improving. We're not sending like that. We're sending it to final model. We need proper SRT subtitles. Yeah, so previous approach was just right. Why? Because we improving subtitles not just only to send for prompts, but because we also want to use them in prompts. You see, not in prompts. We want to use them as subtitles, and we upload in subtitles and replace YouTube subtitles with that improved version of subtitles. So we just create beautiful subtitles and we use them as subtitles. We need process them as subtitles. Yeah, so and that's why we need calculate tokens for subtitles as in their raw form. Okay, so here I believe we receive some error, and I'm not sure if how we can stop it. Okay, we able to stop that. Let's try to re-execute that once again and see how many parts it will create. So now it's created at least 2 parts, 2 token safe chunks, which looks more realistic, because as you see for GPT-4o with current version of tokens we received that number of tokens. Maybe we could ask a very basic question to ChatGPT-4o just to confirm, and we will wrap up the stream on that because I need to go right now. Okay, thank you. The last question, the last question. If model supports 16,000 tokens, for example, how many tokens could I send, and how many tokens could I expect in result? Is it true that I can send about 16,000 of tokens and expect as a result 16,000 of tokens? Or I should use different calculations? Let's imagine I need to fix grammar in text, which text size in tokens I can send as maximum to such model. Not very clear question, but let's see, GPT-4 should do pretty good with that. When working with a large, what is that you are working on? Yeah, I'm working on the link I just inserted above. It's a tool which allows you to basically download any video, transcribe it, improve the transcription to fix all the issues, errors, punctuation. Based on the transcription, execute multiple prompts like generate beautiful description for YouTube, title, keywords, and then go and update YouTube back, for example, if you need, or just work with that for other reasons. I'm using that tool to, once my stream is over, I'm go execute it and it update my streams with all the descriptions, with all the titles, keywords and everything. I just lazy to do that, so we are building that tool for multiple streams now. So context window not 16,000. Context window is 128 tokens. It's probably output. Okay. No. It's not about that. It's not about that. Context window is 128. Can you tell me about ChatGPT 4 specifically? What is maximum expected token limit in response? Context window is yes. Output token limit, despite really, what is OpenAI community? It's not true. It says 16,000. May 16 max token GPT-4 too large. Okay, that was some previous model. Right now model could generate about 16,000. Now 16,000. Okay. Implication, input size and large. You are not right. Can you check the current response limit as of now for latest ChatGPT-4 model? Let's see, maybe it could say it better. And let's see what we have. Yeah, it still haven't returned us result because it's a long task for maximum amount of token. The only thing I remember is that we need make it smaller for number of tokens required for send our system message, because it's also counted in tokens. And system message is our message in file in line or in file in configuration. So if we work with generic configuration, it would be in whisper config that improve SRT content, in that case it's file, so we need to calculate that number of tokens. It's really small. Of course, it's if it took 19% of 16,000, so basically we leave we leave about 2,000 of tokens. Of course, it will be less. We could very quickly calculate. In that particular case, it's just 84 tokens. So of course we are safe, but in case someone will create some unrealistic configuration, we need to be prepared. Okay, and let's see if it can do the better now. Yes, Now it's getting to the better. I even use that search all the time. I use that search all the time, and it's still, you know, faking me. Okay, input is fine. I don't want to. I understand that input could be very big. I'm just what number of tokens I could expect. So, okay. Okay, input about 64,000 tokens, but yeah, how it will respond me 64? I just, okay. Okay, yeah, it's not as smart as artificial intelligence yet, so we are not doomed yet, but yeah, everything will come. Okay, guys, I will not wait, but I think now it could be better, because in that case, we can send tokens like parts for improvements here, and it will proceed it faster because it will be smaller parts. Other thing, we also could put in them into like multi-thread, because we could send at least, I believe, 3 even in my plan I can send 3 requests at least per minute. Oh, it's also defined by how many tokens I could set per minute. Okay, let's send 5 by 1. We have some time to wait, but for now I think we could, yeah, switch back to me. I will wish you some good time, some good time for yourself. I wish you to spend some time with your loved ones. Hopefully you will choose path of wisdom, acceptance, rather than path of aggression and, you know, rule of who has more force will take everything he wants. So yeah, we need to respect, if not Christmas, but at least very logical and very logical things, and respect each own dignity, let's say that, and rules, rights, whatever. If we will continue act like the most of the world is acting, we will be doomed once artificial intelligence will be proficient enough, and it will happen quite soon, so we have not much time left. So be kind, be full of wisdom, be full of acceptance, and share some joy with others. That's it, and see you tomorrow or whenever you are ready. I am doing my streams every day starting from 11 p.m. Pacific time, sometimes even later. So we could see on the streams. If you want me to look into some question, just leave a comment after stream ends. Leave it's in comment section below the stream. Below this stream or any previous stream, I will receive notification, and I often check in if I have any new comments. So yeah, you can just leave some comments even without questions. I will appreciate it. Thank you. See you. Have a good luck. I think that's it. Let me wait if I can see that hand wing. Yeah, I believe